Yeah, I have started the recording. So we will discuss this thing in detail in the HTTP status client call. So if you go here and if you document, yeah, uh, we have the separate topic regarding the HTTP status code. Here you can see we have the separate another topic, the HTTP status code. We have 5, but majorly we are using successful, client error, and the server error. These all are the list, and these all are the detail about. Okay, I think in the real time, I think you have seen 404 not found, this type of error message. I think this type of error message, have you seen well during your testing or not? 404, this type of error message in your testing, I believe. Yes. Right. So even this type of error message also unauthorized. Here, this type of error message. Have you seen?
Guys, please share your screen.
Yes.
You can't see my screen, sir.
No.
Can you rejoin the call?
Okay.
Rejoin the call. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Unable to hear, showing on hold. Unable to showing on hold. Give me a second, sir. Unable to hear is USB. I think it is from your side, sir. I can't see it from my side. Right. You can check your audio problem, sir. Sivaji, sir. You can check your audio problem. Or you can rejoin the call, but do not disconnect me. Okay, I don't think it issue from our end. I think it's issue from your end. You can rejoin the call and check. Okay, you can please check, sir. It's not issue at our end. Let me check here. No, Sivaji. Yeah, it's fine. No problem. Okay. So you can see this error message in the real time, right? So we will discuss this thing in detail, but this green, what I'm trying to say, when any test case get passed, when you get the 200 series, then the JMeter pass that test case and display in the tick mark, as a tick mark. Right, if I pass invalid URL, let's suppose like that, okay, and if I execute, let's see what happened. Can you see it get failed? In the case of pass, you can see the response code is 200. That means it is the success, it is the success code, either 200, either 201, either 204, but it is success code, right? So that's why you can see it here, it is in the form of green tick mark, and here you can see it is in red color, right? So it get failed, so that means it is not success code, right? So let me correct it here, let me pass the correct one. Okay, I have passed the correct one. Let me clear and re-execute. Yeah, you can see you are able to execute, and here if you click on that, you will see the 3 tab here: sample result, request, and the response body. The 3 section here, right? So if you click on the request, you can see the request. What are the requests you are hitting here? So it is double slash here. Let me remove the 1 slash from here so that we can ignore the double slash. Not yet. Yeah. So whatever the request you are sending to the server, that will display in the request section. If you go to the response data, whatever the data you are getting from the response body by the server, you can see here. So you can see this is the response you are getting from the server. When you click on the response data, okay, same thing here we are getting in the UI also. Let's check here. Let me clear and run, open the URL. If you go here and check, it's still loading and you can check it here. You can check it here. This response you are getting here, right? Same response you are also getting in your JMeter. If you compare the thing, let's suppose we can compare function ETAN. Here it is, right? So it displays the same response which you are getting in the UI in the network response. Okay. So view result tree and come to here. Summary report, aggregate report, and view result table. Okay, let's try to understand the view result. Which one we can understand first? View result table. Let's try to understand view result table. You can see it here. When you connect with the server will return the response, right? Return the response. So you added the view result tree here. You added the listener here as a view result table. It's showing the result in the form of table. In the form of table. So when you are doing the performance testing, in the performance testing, what you are doing? You are testing the response time, the speed of the application, here you will see the table. You can see there are different columns: sample, start time, thread name, label, sample time, status, byte, send byte, latency, and the connection time. Okay, so when you execute, if these things are not added, can you let me delete all the listener here, and I have added only open the request and executing this request as a 5 user. Let me execute. So it get executed. Now tell me where you will see the result. Can you? I have executed this thing. Can you see the result? What is the response time? What is the time taken? Can you see it here? No. Right, guys? Agree?
Yes.
Yes. Right. So that's why
Yeah.
we are adding the listener. That's why we are adding the listener, so that we can check the result. At which time the request connecting with the server, what is the response time, what is the latency, what how many bytes we are sending to the server, right? All the things you have to check. You have to add the listener, and each listener having the different functionality. You can see we have the different listener. So each listener having the different functionality, each listener giving the different detail. Okay, so let me add view result tree and go here and summary. Right now I'm going to add only view result in table. Okay, and let me execute. Here you can see I have applied the load of 5 user, right? In view result tree, you can see the first user, the thread name. Here you can see the thread name here, right? So it's showing as a thread name 1-1. This is the first user. Here you can see the thread group 1-2. That is the second user. This is the third user. This is the fourth user. This is the fifth user. You can understand like that. This is Vikas. Okay. This is, let me open it here. This thread group name is Vikas. Okay, this one is Rahul, and this one is Nitish, this one, and the third one is Priya, and fifth one is Manjit. Okay, this 5 user first one is Vikas, user second one is the Rahul, user third will be the Nitish, and user 4 will be the Priya, and user 5 will be the Manjit. 5 users. You can see the thread names means users. This is the users, the virtual users. Okay, now Shivaji, the issue get resolved or not? Working fine? You can drop the message, sir. The issue get working fine or not at your end? Okay, fine. Thank you.
One question I have.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
In HTTP request, is it mandatory to give path? Like, can you show an HTTP request? So here we have not given path, so it is fine.
Yeah, because you can see it here, we are just hitting the base URL. If you clicking on the flight or hotel, in that case, the resource is there, right? In that case, you can pass. Okay. You can't directly open the resource, right? You are opening the first base URL and then you are navigating to the resource, right or wrong?
Yes, yes. Oh, so only
right.
Resources name we will mention in path. No?
Yeah, if in future class, if we add multiple requests, then we will see. Right now, I have added only one request so that we can understand the listener actually. Okay.
Okay. And then in the failed cases, we are not getting status code, I think.
Yeah, that is internally, it is actually, ignore that one. I will explain you that thing. Okay, let's try to understand the listener right now. Okay. But if it is fail, that you can assume it is not a success code. Okay.
Oh, fine.
Now you can see, if you go to the view result tree, this column is clear. Any question regarding this column? Thread name. The thread name is the name of the users, name of the virtual users, right? I have used 5. That's why the virtual user 5 is here, right? Now, this is the sample, the first sample, second sample. How many total sample? Sample means number of user who is hitting the request. That is the sample. Sample, okay? Number of requests which we are sending. So first, second, third, fourth, and 5. And here you can see start time. So the first user had started at 16, 16, 31, 40, 54 second, 70, 32 millisecond. And after then the second user hit, after then the third user hit it. So this is the start time of the user when he or she hit the server, hit the particular request. Okay, that start time it is mentioned here. Okay, the label is this one, the request name, which request they have heated, this request. Okay, this one is the label name. Sample time, this is very important, very important. Let's try to understand. Sample time, it is showing in millisecond. Here you can see it is by default, it will display in millisecond. So let's try to understand what is the sample time. So this is the first user sample time, the first user sample time 1928 millisecond. Let's try to understand the sample time. Okay. Sample time is also known as a response time, very first thing. And it is also known as a load time. It is also known as a ellipse time. So in the interview, If they ask you what did you mean by the response time, you can give the definition of sample time. It's fine. Both are same, having different name only. Okay. If they ask you what is the load time, then it is same. That means that is the response time. If they ask you the ellipse time, then you don't have to confuse that what is ellipse time. I have never heard. You don't have to confuse. That is the response time actually. That is the response time. You don't have to confuse. In the interview, they will confuse you using the different terms. So you don't have to confuse. I have, we have the four name for the same thing. Okay, let's try to understand what is the response time. So when you are sending the request, to the application, right? So it connect with the server. Right? And it will internally check, in which resource it is, in which third party related, in which database, it's connecting. It will check all the things, right? After then, let's suppose when you calling this request, so it will connect to the server. It will check your base URL. Your base URL is correct or not, your resource is correct or not, right? After then it connect with the server, then it will go to the particular resource, then it will check the response. Then if the developer has integrated with the database, then it will go inside the database, then fetch the data, or it's connected with the any third party services, then it's connect with the third party services, right? When all the internally things are happen, then it's return the response to you, to the client. So that is known as a response time. The how long is taking to get the response. How long is taking to get the response. Okay, when you send a request, it connect with the server database internally, third party service, and then gather the information depends on your request what you are passing. Then based on that it will return the response to you, right? And then you will get the response, right? So the whole process, the whole time taken is known as a response time. And the response time is very, very important in the performance testing. The client will ask you what is the response time. Okay, so here you can see this is your browser, right? You are hitting the application, you are hitting the make my trip or any application you are hitting, right? So when you click on, so it's connecting with the server, right? And it's gather the information, right? And then it display the result on the page, on the browser, right or wrong, right? Agree?
Yes.
Right? So that time taken to display the whole thing, complete thing, that is known as a response time. When you hit the browser, it connect with the internet, and internally it connect with the firewall, then it connect with the web server, then app server, then if they are used database, right? And then it gives the response to the again in bi-directional reverse direction, app server then web server, then it will get by the firewall, then you will connect with the internet, then the data will display in the page, right? The whole time taken, the whole journey time is known as a response time. End to end process, into end process, that is known as a response time, right? So this response time says that when the user hit this particular request, so the total time taken by this user is 1928 millisecond. 1928 millisecond. Okay, now let's suppose I am calling to the hotel, right? So it's connecting, it's go to this protocol, right? That it's connect with the base URL, then host URL, then it's connect with the resource, then it's gather the data and the display the result, right? So when you get the result, that is known as a response time. Okay, let's understand by taking one real-time example, daily life example. Let's suppose we have one marathon, race is going on in our city. Okay, in our city, the marathon race is going on, right? Uh, we have one starting point. This 5%, taking the participate in that marathon goal. This is the starting point. This is the starting point. All the person are standing here. All the person are standing here. Okay, all the person are standing here. Now this is your final position where you have to go. The final, right? The final, and the distance between the starting point and the final point is 5 kilometer. 5 kilometer. Okay, now when I the umpire will give the sign, right? The all person start running. All person start running. So let's suppose I started running, and let's suppose I started running like that. Started running and coming here, come to this point, right? So my speed will be different, right, as compared to the other person, right? So when I come here, I will take some rest. And I will drink some water. I will take some banana, or in between the way also. I will take some bananas. I will take some, oxygen. I will take some, water, and then I return back from the final position, and again going to my the source station, the source point, right? So that point, how many times taken is known as a response time. Doesn't matter how many times I have spent here. Okay, all the time including in the response time. Okay, let's suppose 5 kilometer I cover from starting point to final point. I'm going into 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes, and when I reach to the final point, I'm taking the rest of 2 minutes. Okay, and then I again started running. In between, I again am taking rest of 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay, and then I reach to the final position, right? Right, so this is your response time, 5, 7, 8 minutes. This is your response time. This is your response time. Okay, same thing here. When you call any request, when you performing any request, it will connect with the internet, the app server, database, then it's gather the information and it display the result to you. So the total time taken from the starting to getting the result, that is known as a response time. sample time, response time, sample time, load time, or elapsed time, you can say. Okay, same thing here as a theoretically I have written here. After a request is sent to an application, response time measure how long it takes for a response to return back from the application. Okay, now let's try to understand one very important concept, latency, which we are using here. Latency here, can you see it here? Latency. So guys, if anyone in the interview asks you that let's suppose user 1 is taking 2244 millisecond as a sample time, then what did you understand by that? Tell me. If the interviewer will ask you like that, then what would be your answer? Then how you can define that thing?
It is the total time taken from sending the request to the response received from the server.
Exactly. Right? Everyone agree or not? After then I can proceed further. If
Yeah,
anyone,
agree.
Yes.
okay, fine. Now we can moving to the other point. Now we can, give me a second. Let me talk, check all the users are present here. Okay, guys, one more thing. We already taken the demo classes and 2 regular classes, right? We started the class from, I think, uh, last 15, 14, 15, right? So we already have, 2 weeks time. So today, please make the payment. Please make the payment today. Okay. So that we can continue from the next Saturday. If you have any problem, then let me know. Okay. Yeah, let's try to understand the latency. Okay, I have also shared the payment detail, like where you have to make the payment. Okay, here, and today I will also share. Okay, let me call who is because 2 hour classes is now very long class, so if you miss any of the things, then it's your loss, totally your loss. That's why I don't want to miss anyone. Okay, we can go
So
ahead.
one
So
question, like
yeah,
one question, like in project, we will get like any requirement that you have to test performance time and note that, or they will give some time limit that if time increases more than this, then you need to report.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. We will come to that point. Do not think at the broader level, sir. Let's try to understand first basic things. Okay. So you will easily know. You will automatically get your answer. Okay. If you understand all the component. Okay. Let's try to understand the guys. You can mute, please. Latency. What did you mean by the latency? Here you can see the sample time and the latency time is different. Have you noticed this thing? Latency. In the interview, they will ask you, what did you mean by the latency? You can see. And it is also by default in millisecond here. So let's try to understand the latency. Okay. Latency, just before sending the request and after the first response has received, that is known as a latency. I think you are not able to understand, I believe. Let's try to explain more then. Okay, I'm taking one example that the time taken by water to travel from one end to another end is called as a latency. Okay, let's try to understand this thing. We started at give me a second. What example I have taken here? Reach the server, 1 second. Give me a second. In the diagram, yeah, here you can see the latency means before sending the request, just before sending the request, right, and just after getting the first response has been received, that is known as a latency. Let's suppose we open the tap, the water tap. Okay, water tap, we open the water tap. When you get the first drop of water, when you get the first drop of water, that is the latency time. When you get the first bite of response, okay, let's try to understand. You know, at request it start from 0 level. Let's suppose it started from the 0 level and reach the server at 1 second. So how much total time? Let's suppose, let me clear this thing. We started from the 0 and we reach it at here, reach to the server. This is your server. It's taking 1 second. It's taking 1 second. So how many total time taken? 0 plus 1. Okay, that is 1 second, right? Now server will take, to start the process. Server will take, when you connect with the server, server will take time to start the process. Agree or not? Yes, we have connected with the server, but server will also take to, to return the response, to complete their process, right? So let's suppose server is taking 2 minutes. Server taking 2 seconds. Now total time is 1 second, this 1 second and this 2 seconds is how many? 3 seconds, right? 3 seconds. Now again, when the server processing is get completed, the server will return the response to you, right? So when you get the response, it's taking 1.2 seconds, or you can take it as any example. Okay, now total timing is how many? The total timing is 3 plus 1.2 second, right? And let me add, that is 4.2 second, right? Right, guys?
Yes.
Okay, now let's try to understand the latency here. What is the latency here? Okay. So I send the server at 0 second. It's reaching to the server at 1 second, right? And server is taking the time to internally processing the things. Right? So, and when the processing will get completed, then it returned the response to you. Returned the response, right? It returned the response, right? So it's taking, let me remove, it's taking here 1 second, okay? And here it's taking 1.2 second, 1.2 second, and server taking here 2 seconds to complete the process, right? I connected with the server at 1 second and server taking 2 seconds to complete the internally process, right? Give me a second, sir. One ma'am is calling me. Let me drop the message. Okay, so let's come here. So up to here and up to here, that timing is known as latency. Latency time 1 plus 1.2, that is 2.2 second is your latency. So if you are calculating the latency, so you are not considering the processing time, the time which taken by the server, the time which taken by the server, that time we are not considering here. But in the case of response time, we are considering the server time also, how many it's taking time to connect with the server, that time we are also considering here. Okay, so that is the latency time, that is the latency time. So that's why I have written here, just sending the, before sending the request and just after getting the first response, that is known as a latency, right? So here you can see, uh, here you can see the latency time. I send the request, right? And I connected with the server and I ignore the processing time. Server will return the response, right? So let's suppose I connected with 1 second and server giving the response, after 1 second, then 1 plus 1, that is 2 second latency. And what did you mean by the processing time? The server time. The server time, when I connect with the server, server taking the time to internally complete the process, like to connect with the web server, app server, database, right? So that time is known as a server time or response time. So the time that a server takes to process a request is called a server time or processing time. The server time is summation of individual server like web server, app server, DB server. So this is known as a processing time. So guys, please look at this diagram. After then, I will ask you couple of questions which you have to answer to me. Okay, so please look at this diagram and try to understand. After that, I will give you a couple of questions and you have to say me the answer. I hope. Okay. Clear? Can
Yes.
I?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm giving you the scenario. Let me clear. And let me open the diagram also. Give me a second. Yeah. I am sending the request to the server at 12 o'clock. I am hitting the server at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, 10 seconds, right? This is my time. I'm hitting the server at this time. Okay. And I'm sending the request. Let's suppose my request name is request1. Request1, right? And here is my server. Here is your server. Here is your server. Okay. To send the request to the server, you send the request to the server. It's taking time to connect. Guys, you can mute, please. It's taking time. It's taking time 12 0 25. Try to understand this thing. Second, right? Now server will start the processing. It will verify your request, it is valid request or not. If it is valid request, based on that they will start the processing. They will internally connect with the DB, third party services and app server, right? So they will collect, and it's taking time taking the time of 15 seconds. The server is taking time of 15 seconds. Give me a second. Server, this is your server, and it's taking the time 15 seconds. Okay. Now after 15 seconds, you get the response. You get the response at 12 0 0 and 50 seconds. Now you have to calculate the response time. What is the response time? Question mark, the first question. Latency, second question. Third question is the processing time. Processing time. And fifth question is what is the sample time? What is the load time? What is the load time? What is the network delay? Yes. I am giving you another 1 minute to calculate all the things. Okay. Don't worry if you don't know. At least you can try. Okay. No problem. Okay. So this is the here. You can go. You can drop the message in the chat box.
Please check the message, Vikas.
Okay, I will check that. And yeah, guys, tell me the other person. This value. Guys, in my class, I always believe on the practical because I always work on the real time. So I will always try to the way of teaching is totally different. Totally different. I always ask the question so that you will not face any issue when you giving your interview. Okay, so do not scare with that. I always try to ask something. Okay. I'm not only believe go and read out all the things your class is over. Not like that. Until unless if you not understand, I will again repeat, again repeat, again repeat. Yeah. Okay, we can check the response. I get the couple of answer here. Okay, so I'm getting here. Amol has given this answer. Let me copy it here and pass it here. Okay, and also copy it from here. And also Manjunath has given this answer. Let me copy and use paste it here, right? And one more answer I'm getting from Prasi, and let me copy and pass it here. Okay, let's try to understand. Okay, can I go ahead? Fine. Or I'm also getting one more response from Alam. Let me copy and paste it here. Okay, first try to find out my answer. Okay, the response time, I told you the response time when you send the request, when you connect with the server, and the when the server giving the response, the whole journey time when you receive the response, the total time taken is the response time. Now it's connecting with 25. I hit the server at 12 o'clock 10 second and I connected with 25 second. So the time is 25, the first one, right? 25 second. Now server is taking 15 second. So I will add 15 second plus and 15 second, right? And I will get the response at 12:55. 12:50, right? So what is the time duration here?
25.
20.
How many?
20.
Okay, let's try to understand. 25 here. If I add 25 plus 15, that means it is how many? 40.
40.
40 here, and I think 10 second. Agree?
Yes.
Right? Because you can see 12, 13, 12, 30, 25 I connected and add the 15 second. So when I add 15 second in 12, 12:00 and 15 plus 25, that means it is equal to 12:00 and 40 second, right? And you get the response as 50. That is 10 second, right? Then let's calculate. 25, 25, 50.
But it started at 12:10,
Yeah,
12:00 and 10.
yeah. So my question
Sorry.
is, we have started at 12 o'clock and 10 seconds, and
10
it
seconds.
reached the
Then we
server
have
at
to decrease the time. Then we have to decrease the time. Then it is
it will
15,
15
right?
It
seconds.
is
Yeah,
it is 12 o'clock or 12:10.
Right.
Bit confused.
it is 12
So
o'clock
now it is
10
40
seconds.
seconds.
Because it is 12 o'clock. Like we have.
No, 12 o'clock, 10 second.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So 12:10 we will calculate. Okay.
It's up to you how you are, taking as a calculation. Okay. So you can see 40 second. Everyone agree? Any issue?
Yes.
Because guys, we will use this thing in whole J meter course. That's why it is very, important to understand. If you're not able to understand, totally waste. If you not explain the response time, the interview will directly reject you.
Because I did not understand how
Yeah.
we got this 10 seconds.
Which one, sir? This one?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, let's try to understand step by step. Okay, from the beginning. Okay, so you send the request, you hit the request at 12 o'clock 10 second, right? And the server will get connected at 25 second. So what is the time gap between this call, between this journey? 25 minus 10, that is 15.
Yes.
Agree?
Yes.
Right? 15 seconds. Now calculate the processing time. What is the processing time? Is 15 seconds. So can I add 15 here? Agree? Right? Clear?
Yes.
Right. Now it's you get the response at 12 o'clock 0050 second. Right. So here what is the time you have started? 12:15 plus 15, that is 12 0040. Correct? This time plus processing time is your the server when giving you the response, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Now
Yes.
what is the difference between them when you get the response? 10 second, 40
Okay.
and 50,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
10 second. So that is the 10 second. Now the total is 40 second. Correct? And if you don't want to simply start time and the final time, subtract this thing, 50 minus 10, 40. Simple. Okay. So you can also do that like that. Subtract with the this time. You will get the response time. Agree? Agree, everyone?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You will get the response time.
Yes.
Right? 40 seconds. Now latency. Tell me what is the latency here?
25.
25 seconds.
25 seconds. Okay, let me calculate. So here what is the difference? 15, right? And from here to here, what is the difference? 10 seconds. Exactly to 25 seconds, right? We are not calculating the processing time. Okay. Now the what is the processing time here?
15 seconds.
15
Second,
seconds.
the processing time means how many times taken by the server to connect with the server, connect with the DB database and third party, whatever the developer has implemented, total time taken to complete his process and ready to return back the response, right? That is the processing time. Okay. Now sample time, tell me.
Same as response time.
Exactly, it is same because both are same. Load time, tell me.
Same,
Same.
40 seconds.
40
Same.
40
seconds.
seconds. Okay, and network delay, tell me.
25.
So latency is also known as a network delay. Okay, so I can put it as a 25 second. So no, this answer was wrong. 15 second is correct. Response time, no sir, this one is wrong. Latency 40. Yeah, this one, the response time is wrong. This answer given by, yeah, response time is wrong. Latency correct. Processing time totally wrong, sir. I told you the processing time is the processing time, the server taking time, this one time, not you are sending the request and connect with the server. This when you server will get the request, and how many time taken to connect with the internally like web app database and ready to return the response. That time is a server time or processing time. You can see the diagram here, from here to here, this server time, right? So it is totally wrong. The load time, no. Okay, this one is correct, this one is correct. Response time 40, yeah, correct. Latency 15, no, latency is 25. Processing time 25, no, 15 second it is. Okay, now it's clear, right? Agree?
So, yes, because
Okay,
one question,
yeah, go ahead,
do
sir.
we have a request time like this, any concept? And if that is the if we have that concept, then it is from means from where the request is the time that is when the request is sent at the processing time, or just the from the when it is sent and when it hits the server at that time.
Come again, sir, what you are trying to say?
So do
Come
we
again.
have a request time, anything like that?
Okay, you are asking request time. Request time, what did you understand by the request time? When I hit the request?
Okay, so now for the example, we hit the request at 12
Yeah,
o'clock 10 seconds. So that will be the
here,
request
here,
time.
here, you can see it here, man. Start time.
Okay.
This column, can you see it here?
Yes.
Start time. This is your the start time actually.
So
Okay,
request time is equal to a start time.
exactly. Request time is start. Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, one thing, how this network delay is equal to latency, because latency is like time before first request and after first response. So how to?
Network, they have provided the term name, the network delay, because you sending the request, the network is taking time to connect with the server and it giving the response. So that's why we also asking as a network time or network delay. Okay, now can I say that response time is always greater than latency? Can I say?
Yes, right.
Yes, yes.
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 Can I say response time is equal to latency plus processing time?
Yes.
Yes.
Look at this diagram. This is the latency, this is the processing time, and this is the response time. So can I say response time is equal to latency plus processing time? Can I say? Clear?
Yes.
Clear, guys? Okay. Now this thing is clear, right? Sample time. The status, I told you about the status. Sorry, excuse me. Status, when the test case get passed, when request get passed, right, it will show in the green icon, the green icon. Okay, and here you can see the connection time. Here you can see the last column is the connection time. The last column, connection time. What did you mean by the connection time?
Is it the processing time?
Sorry, come again, sir.
Is it equal to the processing time?
No. No. The connection time means this time when it's connect with the server. Okay, this one. This time. Okay. When I send the request, it's connected with the server. That time it is. the connection time, the connect time, when it's connect with the server. Clear? Okay. Now, this time, sir, this time when I send the request and it connect with the server, that time is this 15 second is the connection time. Okay. Now, try to understand the bytes and send bytes. Okay, bytes and the send byte. Okay, so this is not that much of the important, but let's try to understand what did you mean by the bytes and the send byte. Okay, byte represent the quantity of data, in sample response returned from the server. The quantity of data returned from the server. You can see it here. You get the response from by the server, right? Give me a second, guys. You can mute, please. You can see it here. You get the response by the server. You get the response. So the capacity, the quantity of data in sample response, it's showing in the form of byte here, here, because every time we are getting the same data in the response here, that's why you can say this, the byte is saying here, which you are getting from the server, that's calculating in the form of byte here, the bytes. Okay, and send byte means the the which user is sending the data, which user is sending to the server. Bytes means which you are receiving from the server, the data which you are getting from the server, that is calculated in the form of bytes and it's showing the result, right? The send byte which you are sending to the server, send byte. You can see that's why it's very less here. You are only just sending the URL and HTTP request with headers, right? That's why it's very less and it's same because you are using the same request, right? But in the real time, we don't have to worry about that. We are not communicating this two thing with the client. Okay, but yeah, for knowledge perspective, you can understand the bytes means the data which you received by the server, it's showing in the form of byte here. Okay, and send byte, the data which you are sending to the server, bytes which you are getting from the server, send byte means which you are sending to the server. Any question regarding this view result table in this table here? Not the above one, this one not here.
Yeah, Vikas, like we got the latency right here, like how to make sure this is accurate one. 1006 is there, right? So how to check this, like whether this is a correct or not?
You want to check. That is the, you are using the tool actually, right? So if you want to cross check that thing, you can use the different tool. If you get the similar thing in the different tool like load runner or like some other tool like soap UI, if you get the same thing there, then you can ensure that the latency is correct here. So we have to believe on this tool. The this basically this tool is for that purpose they have built the Apache. So you have to believe on that. That is the correct thing. Okay.
Okay. So no need to like validate, right?
No,
Just
no,
like
no, 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 no. We are not validating. If you want to confirm that it's giving me the right things or not, right? Then you can use some other tool like load runner, like soap UI, like Gatling, like K6, and try to check the latency there. If you get the same thing here, there also, then you can know that it's correct, right? But especially you can't check it here.
okay. So in this table, like what you basically like validate, give the more importance.
We are validating, actually we are when you when we discuss the report, right? So in the report, it compare the graph, thread versus time, the time versus latency versus connection time. Okay, so in that graph we will discuss that thing, and this thing we are discussing with the client actually, like the what is the latency of this particular request, what is the sample time, what is the response time of this particular request. This thing we are communicating with the client, and the connection time.
Okay.
Okay, but not individually. We are collectively we are discussing actually, not individually. If they will ask you, then you are asking that it's taking that much of the time. This is for your purpose. When you will add when we apply the mode load here, right? So when you apply the mode load here, the response time will get increases. So you have to check at which thread group your response time is increasing. That for that purpose we are using actually. Okay, so let's suppose guys, tell me if you are using the make my trip, right? If I right now, if I am only 10 user using the make my trip, so it connect with the server fast or slow as compared to 100 user? Tell me.
Fast.
Fast, right? If I apply 100 user, if I compare with the 1000 user, then which one will be the fast?
100 user.
100 users. Here, when we apply the load on the server, let's suppose 1000 user you have applied the load on the server, and you requested the you hit the URL, right? So when your execution get completed, you are measuring the time, at which time it's taking, at which thread group it's taking more time to return the response. We are finding that point actually. That is the work in the performance testing. At which load, at which particular load, your response time is more. Okay, sir? So in that case, it is very useful. Sample time, latency, and the connection time. Okay, let's suppose right now I am increasing, let's suppose 100 user, but do not apply at your end 100 user right now. 100 user. Let's see what happened. You can see even when we are running this thing in the browser also, it's taking time, right? You can see in which two of them get failed. When I hit the server 100 user in ramp up, I think simultaneously all the user hitting, right? You can see some of the scenario, you can see it get failed. You are getting the error 433 failed to respond, because 100 user hitting the server at the same time, and server is not able to handle that particular load. So in that case you will get the error message. You can see it is still executing. You can see when it's come to the green, that means your execution get completed. Give me a minute. Right? So when you go there, you can see your execution is still happening. If you go there and check, here you can see here how many users seated. 99. Where is 100? Yeah, it's get completed, right? If you go here, let me order it properly. Yeah, you can see it here. You can see in the beginning, when I first time I hit it, it's taking more time. Okay, after then you can see the response here. 100 get failed, this one get failed at 100 position. So you have to find the point at which level it start failing. 20, 24, 25, 25, 25, 40, 50, 70. You can see at after 25, 20 users, it start failing your test case. You can see the connection time. Can you see it's not connected with the server? You can see send byte and latency is 0. And you can see the connection time is taking more. The connection time. And at the end, he is not able to connect with the server and it get failed. It get failed. So this particular table will help you to analyze the thing, to find the point at which level it start responding slowly and it start getting breaking. If you go here and check the error, you can see it here. You are getting make mighty 443 failed to respond. Here you can 3. You are getting this error message.
But because like
443 failed to respond.
after failing also some success message are there.
Yeah, some success messages are there. Your server is responding, but you know, let's suppose when you are trying to book the IRCT ticket, I think everyone trying to book the IRCT ticket. Agree? Agree or not, guys?
Yes.
Right? So whenever we have any festival, like at 10 o'clock, I think AC counter is open, and at 11 o'clock, your sleeper counter will open, right? So let's suppose I'm taking the example of sleeper counter. Multiple people, the whole India is trying to book the ticket. Whole India is trying to book the ticket, right? So let's suppose 1,000 user. Let's suppose 1,000 user. Me, I am getting the error message, right? I'm getting any error message, right? So that not means that you will also get the error message. Are you? Because of the load, you know, at my end, I'm not able to book the ticket, but at your end, you are, your network is good and you are using the very good network and you are trying to book the ticket. Okay, so it depends. It not means if one user get failed, then the after then all the user will get failed. Yeah, we have that situation also. We have that situation also. If one user get failed, then after the corresponding call will also get failed. But here, one user getting the response, the delay, right, and it return the 443 error message. After then, the next user able to get the response. Okay, but here the point is we have to find the position at which position you start getting the error message, right? So this table will help you to analyze the thing, basically analyze the thing. Okay, and you are asking that that if one user get failed, let's suppose at 20 level, right? 20 user, the 20th user getting the error message, 21 also, 24 also, 25 also, 26 also, after then all the user. So this thing happen when due to the due to the load, your server will not responding. It totally stop the responding. It not responding, it totally stop. Your server is not responding, but here the server is responding. You can see the 20 user not able to get the data, but the next user able to get the data. That means the next user able to get, your server is responding, but it is, the connection time is more. That's why this particular user get failed and he is getting the error message. Okay, we will discuss this thing later on. Okay, but this basically chart is used, this table is used to analyze the thing. Clear, sir? Shivaji sir, clear?
Sir, one thing, if we have given throughput time like interval between each user, then all would have been
Sir,
passed.
let's try to understand only listener here right now. We will come to that point also. Okay, we will come to that point also. Okay, so let's try to understand the listener. After then we will move to that particular topic. Okay, is that fine, Suvendu?
Yes, yes, sir. No problem.
Or you can ask me in the query section if you want to extra, you want to know, then I will explain that thing in the query session. If you have any question regarding this topic, then let me know. Okay, now any question regarding this table, or everything is clear? We will explain you how you can analyze the thing. Right now I have not explained how you can analyze the thing. Right now I have explained you the component only. What did you mean by that thing? Is clear or not? Could I proceed further?
Because the connection time means the time which when we get connected to the server, right?
Yeah, when it's get connected with the server, like the when you send the request and it's trying to connect with the server, that duration time it is.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, here you can see that connection time here. And here you can see it's not getting the latency because you are not getting the any response here, right? That's why it is 0, right?
Even we are not sending anything to the server because it is showing the send bytes at 0.
Open the URL. Yeah, we are sending, but ignore this thing. It, I think it's showing the 0 because it's not connected with the server. That's why, right? Because it's not successfully connected with the server. That's why it's showing 0. If it is connected with the server, then it will show the result here. Okay, like that. If it is successfully get connected, then okay. Now,
But
yeah,
we means you are saying that it is not, means you are saying that it is not getting connected to the server.
here you can see for this particular request 53, the sample time is 83150. Okay,
Yeah.
85150, right? And here
Mm-hmm.
you can see the send byte is it's not connected with the server. It's
Mm-hmm.
not connected with the server, so that's why it's showing I think it's as a 0. I didn't have more R&D on that, why it's showing just written as it's failed, then it's failed. And I think so you are not successfully connected with the server. That means that you are not let's suppose I am searching you, if I not find you, then what is the meaning? No, it is not the great example. Mhm. Let me take another example. Yeah, you are sending the request and here you can see the connection time is more due to the network issue or due to the workload. It's taking time, and you are not connected with the server successfully, and it giving you the fail. That's why the response, you can see the time here 83150, and here you can see the connection time is 83149. It is same, right? Because there is no latency and no processing time, right? So it is 83150, and send byte is you have not successfully connected with the server. That's why it's showing as a 0, I believe. Okay.
Yeah, but this bytes column means what the bytes we are getting from this server, right?
Yeah, this byte you are getting because you are getting something in the response. Here you can see.
Yeah, but we
Not,
are not sending
not,
because
yeah,
the
yeah. Actually, what happened? Though your URL is correct, your URL is correct, right? You are, uh, you connect with the server, but server will can't continue your process actually due to the workload, and it giving the response to you like that. It is not able, 443. Here that means, here that means you are, you are trying to connect with the server, but due to the workload, server will could not continue your request to, start the processing actually. So that's why the server will return this message to you. That's why in the send byte you are getting 3334. Clear?
okay, okay.
You are able to connect, you are trying to connect, right? But what happens, server, due to the busy traffic, due to the the busy traffic, due to the workload, server will not able to continue your request for the processing. So that's why they return back to you with the error message. Okay, so that is that byte. Guys, you can please. Okay, clear? Now we are moving to the next part. We have another 20 minutes. So please do not leave the class, because every topic in JMeter is very important. If you don't have the coding knowledge, leave it. You can be a very good performance tester. I am giving you the guarantee. Only not full zero, but you have to know only 10 to 20% coding. You have to do 10 to 20% coding in JMeter, right? So in JMeter, everything is the component. Everything is this component, which this component, this component, everything is the component. If you know this component, you can a very good performance tester. Very good performance tester. Okay. So I'm adding one more listener, that is aggregate report. Aggregate report. Let's try to understand the aggregate report. Here you can see level, sample, average, median, 90 percentile, 95 percentile, 99 minimum, maximum, error, throughput, receive, and send. This thing is very, very important, and majorly we are using this report. In the real time, for our local perspective, we are using the view result tree, right? But when we are applying the load, generally we are not using, because it will consume more memory. If you want to use, then you have to run your JMeter using the command prompt. That I will explain you later on. Okay, but let's try to understand this one. Aggregate report. What did you mean by the aggregate report? Let me execute. Oh, I set the 100 user. Let me force stop this one. Stop. Yeah. Let me reduce the time here. 1. Okay. And call. You can see it here. Label, sample, average, median. We have so on. There are multiple columns are there. Let's try to understand one by one. In the interview, this particular aggregate report is very, very important. 90% they will ask you. 90%. Okay. So let's try to understand this component. Okay. Sample. Sample means how many samples are there. Let's suppose I am adding 2 here, 2, and run. run. Here you can see how many number of user is 2, and here you can see sample is 2. Okay, so this particular request I have hit it for the 2 times, so that's why the sample is 2. And for this particular call, open the URL for this particular request. Okay, so 2 user has hit it this particular URL. Okay, label means request name. Whatever you will put it here, that will display here. Okay, sample is clear. Now, average time taken 1653. Average time taken. Okay, let's suppose I'm applying 5 and clear. Run. You can see sample is 5, average is 2381. Right? Let's try to understand what did you mean by the average. I think you know very well. When we are kid, we are doing the calculation, right? So at that time, you know that thing. Okay, let's try to understand. We have 5 users: user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, user 5. Guys, again I am requesting you, after this class, please make the payment. Please make the payment today, end of the day. Okay, and we'll tomorrow we don't have class, Saturday Sunday only, so we will meet on next Saturday and Sunday, that is on 4th September and 5 September. Okay, we will meet on 4th and 5 September, so do not miss
Vikas,
that class. Yeah, ma'am.
Sir, actually, I need to know when we could start from 12 p.m. because it's very difficult for me to coordinate at this time due to earlier commitments. Is there any fixed date?
That I exactly, my current batch is already going on, so most probably it will take some time, ma'am. Most
Oh,
probably 18.
oh, okay. Means,
Yeah,
okay, it
it
will
will take
take
some
3
time.
weekends more. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay. Okay, sir.
okay. And if everyone agree, then I will move this time to 2 o'clock to 2 o'clock. If everyone
Yeah,
agree.
that will also work actually.
Okay.
It would be really good.
Not now, not now. After completing that batch, if everyone agree, then I will move.
Oh, no, no. Is
Okay.
there any chance, Vikas, to prepone this by 1 hour, please? 3 to 5, maybe, because 4 to 6 is very difficult for me to due to earlier commitments. Is it possible from 3 to 5?
Guys, if everyone agree to 3 to 5, if everyone agree, then
Yeah, it's fine for me. We can do for 2 to
agree.
4 as well. It's fine.
2 to 4, actually my class is already there, sir. 12 to 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it's fine for me.
Yeah, then 3 to 5 is fine.
Fine.
Yes. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah. Okay, then when we meet next Saturday, Sunday, so we can 4th September, so we will meet at 3 o'clock. Fine. Agree, everyone?
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay
Yes.
then. Okay, fine. So do not get confused that 4 to 6. We have 3 to 5 from the next class. Okay. And and also please make the payment today. Okay. And let's try to understand where I was. Yeah. So user 1, you have one request. That is, request name is request 1. Request. Guys, you can mute. Request 1. Okay, and this is your request 1. When user 1 hit the request and the response time is 2 seconds, right? 2 seconds, and user 2 response time is 1.5 seconds. User 3 response time is 2 seconds. User 4 response time is 1 second. User 5 response time is 3 seconds. Okay, so let's try to understand the average time. Now let me add all the times of all the user. Okay, so when I add this time, what would be the time? Tell me. 2, 2, 4, 5, 3, 8, and 9, 9.5. Correct? My calculation is correct or not, guys? My math is very weak.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. But I was in math shopper. uh, calculator, and when you divide this thing, calculator 9.5, right? When you divide the average time divided by total number of user divided by 5. So when I divide by 5, you will get 1.9. 1.9. That is the average time. Okay, that is the average time. Here you can see it here. This is the average time of this 5 user. If your client asking you, go and run for the 100 user and tell me the average time taken, then whatever the time will display here, that is the average time taken, and this is the formula to calculate. This is the formula to calculate. Let's do it here. You want to do it here by taking this example? Okay, we can do it. Let me check. Yeah, 19. This is the time taken, right? So you guys help me to add. This is the first user time, right? 191980 and plus 2127 plus plus 2792
9 2
plus
2
this
7
thing. No
2.
one in real time, no trainer will explain you this thing in detail. Even I am explaining all the things, I will explain you in detail, guys, everything. So 6849, where I was
2570
Five,
next.
two,
2570 next.
It is 2578.
yes.
okay,
78
2578.
plus
Okay, and then
2432.
32.
2432.
4.
32.
So this is the total, right? Right. And how many
Exactly.
users are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divided by 5, 2381. Can you see it here?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. 2381. So that is the average time. Average time taken by this 5 user. Now coming to the median time. Median time. So median time, if you want to definition, then it's simple, like it is the average time taken by all the sample to execute this specific level. Okay, here I have provided the example. Okay, let's try to understand what did you mean by the median time. If you can see the median time as a 2432, that means half of the request is taking 2432 time and half of the request is taking more than this time. Half of the request is taking 243 less than 2432 and half of the request is taking more than or equal to 2432. Okay, let's try to look at here. Remember this value 2432. This one is less or more? Tell me. This one, the first one. The first one is less than 2432 or more.
Yeah,
Less.
less than two.
Less.
Less than.
Yes.
Less
And
than.
the second one also, right?
Yes.
Yeah, less than.
Right. And the 2 user is less. Now 2792 is greater or less?
Greater than.
Greater.
And
Greater.
2578 is greater, right?
Yeah,
So
yes.
2 is less and 2 is more, and 1 is the medium, 2432. Okay, that value you can see it here, 2432. Clear?
So the middlemost value.
Yeah, you can say.
So if we give the samples as 4, now we gave it as 5, but we gave it as 4, which is an even number. So
Let's try to do that. No problem. Even I have not did the RNT like that. So let's try to do that. Okay, 1985, right? And let's go here and check. You can see it here. One value, and the second one is this one, and these two are greater, right? 2 right? 2 is less or equal and 2 is greater. Like that they have divided.
okay.
Okay, sir?
Yes.
Okay, let's move further. Where aggregate report. Now, very important. 90 percentile, 95 percentile, 99 percentile. The very important topic, this 3 column. Okay, let's try to understand this thing. 90 percentile means 90% of the request is taking this time, 2109 time, 2109 millisecond. 90 percentile request is taking 2109 second. And 95 percentile means 95% is taking 2109 millisecond, and 99 means 99% request is taking this time. I think you did not get. Let me expand this thing and explain in more detail way. Okay, so percentile means the value below which a percentage of data fall. Right. So guys, tell me, when we were kid and when we are giving the exam, if anyone getting 90 percentage, then what did you mean that? If anyone getting 90 percentage, then what did you mean that? In the, let's suppose in the 10th exam, in the 12th exam.
Like he is more than 90% of the whole class. He's scoring.
Okay, so the value below which a percentage fall. In this case, if we are writing 90 percentile, then below that 90%, let's suppose we have 10 users, okay, 10 user. So what is the 90% of the 10 user? You have 10 user. What is the 90% of the 10 user? 9. Can I say 9? So 9 user is taking this time, 2109. Means less than this time. Okay, let's try to understand. Here you can see the value below which a percentage of data falls. The frequently used, this is frequently used in the performance testing, right? 90% indicate the 90% of the transaction has response time equal to or less than the 90 percentile. Equal to or less than the 90 percentile. Okay, so how the J meter calculating this 90 percentile? Let's try to calculate. Let's try to understand. Okay, so when you get the response, so for first J meter sort this order. When you get the response table, it sort the order. It sort the order in the increasing order. In the increasing order, then they apply this formula. They apply this formula and is the total number of value. Let's try to understand. Let's try to understand. Let's suppose the sample is first, we have 15 sample. This is clear sample. Agree? Sample is clear, right? The first sample, the number of user hitted the user. The first user, second user, third user, fourth user, fifth user, 6, 7, 8, 9, up to 15 user had hitted the particular request, right? The first user taking the time 2 seconds, you can calculate, or 2 millisecond, okay? The second user taking 1.4, the third user is taking 1.7, the fourth user is taking 0.8, 5 user is taking 1.1, the sixth user is taking 1.9, up to 15 user they are taking 1.9. This is the chart table. Okay, now the J meter is very clever, very smart. Okay, so what the J meter will do, he will sort this table, you know, ascending, in the ascending and descending. So generally they will in the increasing order. Increasing order means the highest number will come at the, you know, lower, right? So in the increasing order, so you can check what is the lowest value here, the lowest time here. Tell me guys, what is the lowest time here?
0.8.
By which user? 0.8. After then?
0.98.
After then?
1.
1.
After then?
1.1.
Same. You can arrange the thing in the increasing order, right? When J meter increase the, you know, arrange this thing in the increasing order, right? You can see it here. They arrange this thing at the increasing order. Why I'm explaining you this thing? So that you have the clear picture, the internally implementation it is. No one will explain you this concept, guys, how internally it's calculated. Only they will explain you, yeah, it is 90 percentile. 90 percentile means it is equal to or less than number of user taking this time. That's it. Okay, so you can arrange this thing. Now apply the formula. What is the formula here? N into 90 divided, guys, I will take another 15 minutes, so please do not leave the class. Let me complete this thing. Okay, so now what is the formula? N into 90 divided by 100. So and what is the n here? 15, right? 15, the number
Yeah,
of
15.
sample, 15. So 15 into 90 divided by 100. So if I calculate 90 divided by 100, then it is 0.9, and 0.9 multiply with 15, then it is 13.5, right? Up to here, no question, right? This calculation is clear, right? 13.5. Now, after getting the 13.5, you have to round off the value. If it is 13.5, you can calculate as a 13. If it is more than that, like 13.678, you can calculate as a 14, right? So you can calculate this thing as a 13, and you have to check what is the 13th position. the 13th position sampler time. This one is the 13th position and the sample time is 1.9. So this is the 90 percentile time, this time. Okay, this time. Let's do it here practically. Okay. How many okay, can we do or not? I think concept is clear for you. Can we do?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. The response time of the first user is 1721. The second user is 2020. The third user is, I am not creating the table here, it will take time, 2109, and the fourth user I have applied. Let me apply the 5 user, or it's okay, I can also check with the 4. But I have 5 user. Let me call and let me calculate. Let me write it again. Let me correct it. 1 execution completed. Now you can take 822 and here 1228, here 2057, and for the third user 2045, and fifth user 1910. Correct? Now you have created the table. The JMeter will create the table. Now they will sort the timing, right, in the increasing order. So tell me, if I arrange this thing, which one will come first? Which user sample will come first?
1228.
So user 2 will come first, right?
Yes.
That is 1228, right? Now which one comes second?
User 5.
User 5. Yes, user 5. 1910. Now tell me the next one.
User 4.
User 4 2045. User 4 2045. Now the other one.
User 3.
User 3.
3. So user 3 is
2057.
Now the next one.
User 1.
User 1.
8224.
8224. Now what is the formula? This thing is get done, right? Not what we have to do. What is the formula?
N into 90%.
N into
0.9.
90 divided by 100, right? So it is how much? 0.9. And what is the value here? 5. Then what would be the value? 4.5, right? So 4.5. So how, if I round off this thing, then what is the value?
4.
4. And what is the fourth position user? The first, second, third, and fourth, right? So what is the value here?
2057.
2057. If you go here, 2057. Can you see it here?
Yes.
Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Now, similarly, the 95 percentile means the number of response time equal to or less than the 95 percentile. Similarly, same concept, we will also apply it here, but formula would be the change. Here, the formula is 5 into You don't have to worry about this calculation, guys. I have explained this thing to you because you will get some more detailed concept. That's why. But in the real time, you don't have to do to calculation. It's already, that's why we are using the tool. Right. If you have the thousands of users, you will go and add all these things and calculate. No, because this is the benefit of the tool. They will calculate the things. Okay. So formula is 5 into 0 0.9 into 0.9 or 9.5. I think it's the formula. Let me check the formula. Yeah, 95. 95. If I divide 95 by 100, then it is 0.95. Correct? When I multiply this thing, I think it is 4.2. I think multiply. Where is the multiplication? Multiplication 0.95, 4.75. 4.75. Then what would be the round of value?
5.
5. And what is the fifth one? First, second, third, fourth, and fifth. What is the response time of the fifth one? 8224. 8224. Correct? Right?
Yes, correct.
If similarly, if you go and calculate the next one, the 99 percentile, 5 into 0.99, right? And multiply this thing, multiply 5 into 0.99, 4.95, 4.95. So what would be the value? 5. And what is the fifth value? 8224. You can see. Clear?
Yes, clear.
Now it's looking simple. Earlier it was not able to understand, right? Right, guys? So that's it. So we have in this class we have seen view result tree, view result table, and aggregate report. In aggregate report, these things are pending: minimum, maximum, error, throughput, and receipt. These things are pending. Okay, which we will discuss in coming class. Okay, so that's why I'm explaining you, listener, because when you run this thing, you have to check the response. That's why I'm first explaining you, listener. Okay, so that you can check the response time. Okay, so thank you, guys, and if you have any question, then let me know. And also after this class, please make the payment, and I'm going to share you the account detail. You can make the payment. Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys. Have a nice day. And if you have any query, then let me know. I'm here for you.
Yes, sir. I was asking.
Yeah, tell me.
Actually, I wanted to know, like, if we have some throughput time for, say, like 10 users to 100 users, 10 or 100 users, then in that case, if we say, do a request, then chances are there that every request will get green, it will get passed, or chances are there that some requests may also fall in between, failed.
Okay, let's try to create the situation. What is your scenario, sir? Tell me.
Like
What is the
100
scenario?
users, 100 users were
Okay,
using.
you are applying 100 user.
Then some throughput time also, like for one user, 5
One
seconds.
5 seconds. Now you tell me, if you want to put 5 second for one user, then how much ramp up period you have to set it here?
500.
500, exactly. 500. Now the next thing, what you want? Tell me,
Now,
sir.
yeah, now we will do a get request.
Okay, get request, right? Now.
Okay. Now green button, play button, if we click to check the
Okay, you are asking that,
response.
okay, because the duration is more, right?
Yes,
That
yes,
things you are asking, right?
yes.
It might be possible. It might be possible if you increase the duration of each user. If you increase the duration of user, then the traffics will be less there in the server. So every user can able to connect with the server, right? So you have to check that thing. It is working fine or wrong. To every user, you are sending at the interval of 5. You have to check. I am not giving you the guarantee. It depends on the server, how the server are built on. Depends on the server. That's why we are doing the performance testing to check the server capability.
So if we run this request, then can we see the response?
Can I run for 50? Okay, no
Okay, fine.
problem.
Fine, sir. Fine. 50.
Let's apply for the 50 and apply for the
5
50, and here you want to 5 seconds.
seconds. Yes.
Then what you have to put it here? Value? Tell me.
250.
250.
5. Okay.
250 now, then 250 divided by 50, then it is 5 seconds. Simple. Multiply by 5, 50. Number of thread, how many user you want to put the interval, multiply with that and put that value. 50 you want to put the 5 second interval, then 50 into 5, then 250, then put that value here. Simple.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's try to execute. You can see here the sorry, you can see the gap is there between the call.
But I think they all will get passed.
I don't know, but let's see, because I have not used this server, so let's see. It is still executing. Aditi, are you there? I have one question. You messaged me on WhatsApp that in the Skype. Let me check. Yeah, sir, Sridhar, from which place you are? Are you in India or some other location?
Yeah, I'm from Canada.
You are in Canada.
Yes.
Okay, so if you check the Canada gap, then sorry. It's how many hour? In 9 hour, 9 hour difference. Oh,
Yes.
okay, give me time. So I will take the class at 3 o'clock evening time. 3 o'clock evening time. That is 3 o'clock here. For you, it is 5:30 evening. No, 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 no. Give me a second. Let me check. It is the India one, right? It is India one. So 5 p.m. 5 p.m. 5 p.m. For you, I think 7:30 a.m. morning, sir. No, no, no. Give me a second. It is the in time, na. Start time is 3 p.m. 3 p.m. I think it is 5:30 in the morning, sir.
It's a little bit different from my place. It's Kerala in a different time zones is there.
So is this fine for you early in the morning, even
5 o'clock. 5. I had to.
not 5 o'clock, 5:30?
No, 5 o'clock for me. I know.
Why 5:30? You can see 3:30 is 6 o'clock, and I will start the class at 3 o'clock. Then you can decrease the 1 hour. Then it is 5:30 now.
No, you're it's you're looking for the Toronto time zone. but I'm in different place, not the
Okay.
Toronto. Yeah, it's half an hour, a little bit early from
Okay.
Toronto.
So is this possible for you to attend 5 o'clock? I think you can. At 5 o'clock, at 7 o'clock, you can done your class and you can continue your work. You can enjoy your weekend, Sunday. Only 2 days you have to, suffer in the morning. If you can. I know it's Saturday, Sunday. You all guys, you are very tired and you don't want to wake up early. It's up to you, sir.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, here you can see, yeah, sir, it get all passed. You can see error is 0,
Yes,
and
sir.
because you increase the traffic, increase the duration of the time. That's why. Okay,
Yes.
all get passed. Any other
The
question?
Uh,
time.
Vikas, I just ping you one screenshot in the chat. Just let me know whether I'm calculating that latency correct or not.
Okay, you have said here. Let me check.
So I'm
Okay, this is.
starting I'm starting to send my request at 12. So it
Mhm.
is taking around 30 minutes to reach the server, and after reaching that server, it is taking 20 seconds to complete. So the time at which request is getting complete, like let's say I'm starting at 12 o'clock, and after 30 seconds, it's 12:00:30, and it is taking 20. So request complete at time at which request is getting completed is 12:00:15, and it is taking response which is going back to the browser. It is taking around 10 seconds. So whether I'm doing
Yeah,
that
correct.
calculation right?
So yeah, 12, and if you directly calculate, there is 60-second difference. So that is correct. Latency means this time and this time. So 30 plus 10, 30 plus 10, 40. And the processing time, this one is the processing time, which you have mentioned here. Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. Exactly correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Any other one have any question? No? Okay,
No
guys.
question.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, guys, thank you. Have a nice day and enjoy your weekend. And yeah, I will share the document as well. Okay. And also,
Thank you,
please
Vikas.
make the payment. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. And we'll meet next Saturday, Sunday at 3 o'clock. Thank you.